So you're moving to Northern Virginia and you're trying to decide between living in Arlington County or Loudoun County, but you're not quite sure how far your dollar will go. So in this week's video, I'll share with you how much house you can get for $1 million in Arlington County versus Loudoun County, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. So sit back, relax, because we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor, and welcome back to another video. So what does $1 million get you in Arlington versus Loudoun County? Well, this I can say for certain, it definitely doesn't get you what it used to. In fact, I remember when I got into real estate back in 2014, a $1 million house was something special and looked like $1 million bucks. But now in 2025, $1 million basically gets you an average single family home here in the area. Now with that being said, it's still $1 million and you can still find a great home whether it's in Arlington or Loudoun County. Now we will say this, they're going to be completely different style of homes, but still great options overall depending on what your needs are. So let's find out how far your dollar will go and the style of home that you will get for around that $1 million price point. I'm going to kick this video off with a super quick overview of Arlington versus Loudoun County. So Arlington County is going to be located directly across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C., making it an integral part of the D.C. metropolitan area. And Arlington is going to be completely different compared to Loudoun County in every way possible. So unlike the suburban and rural areas that you find in Loudoun County, Arlington is known for its urban village model of development with high-rise condos, high-rise office buildings, walkable mixed-use districts, nightlife, dining, and shopping. So this makes Arlington a great place to live for young professionals, especially those who work in the Arlington area and want great nightlife and entertainment options in their backyard, but it's also great for families as well, as Arlington has some of the most highly rated schools in the whole state of Virginia. But living in Arlington definitely comes at a premium, as it's by far the most expensive county in Northern Virginia. So some of the biggest pros of living in Arlington is there's a lot of culture and diversity here, and the abundance of jobs, and you cannot beat the location, especially if you work in the Arlington or DC area. Now some cons you'll find in Arlington is terrible traffic, housing is extremely expensive, and the homes are much older, especially when you compare it to Loudoun County. And speaking of older homes, you're not gonna believe this number, but 68% of all the homes in Arlington were built before the year 1985. So depending on your specific situation, living in Arlington could literally be number 1 on your list or number 100. Now let's dive into Loudoun County. So Loudoun County is going to be located 24 to 60 miles away from Washington, D.C. And Loudoun County is going to be known for its picturesque landscapes, wineries, highly rated schools, newer homes, and family-friendly master plan communities. Plus, half of Loudoun County is going to offer suburban living and the other half is going to offer rural living. Now, a couple pros you'll find in Loudoun County is, one is way less traffic overall, especially compared to Arlington. And another pro is, and probably the biggest difference is, Loudoun has much newer and affordable homes compared to Arlington County. In fact, 55% of all the homes in Loudoun County were built after the year 2000. Now, the biggest con with living in Loudoun County is, if you happen to work in the Arlington and DC area, well, guess what? Your commute time's not going to be ideal. Expect anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half to get into the office. So just that right there can be a deal breaker for a lot of people. Now let's look at the home prices in Arlington County versus Loudoun County. Now for the price comparisons, we're actually only going to look at townhomes and single family homes, and we're going to exclude condos. So the median sales price of a home in Arlington County comes out to $1,120,000. Now let's compare that to Loudoun County. Again, this is townhomes and single family homes only. So the median sales price of a home in Loudoun comes out to $809,000. So it's over $300,000 more expensive to buy the median sales price townhouse or single family home in Arlington versus Loudoun County. And really that makes sense. A good rule of thumb is the closer you get to Washington, D.C., the more expensive housing gets. In fact, 10 years ago, there was actually a wider gap in home prices in Arlington versus Loudoun County, where Arlington used to be substantially more expensive overall compared to Loudoun. So currently in 2025, Arlington is 38% more expensive than Loudoun County, but if we go back 10 years to 2015, Arlington was 67% more expensive compared to Loudoun County. So the gap in home prices between the two counties has definitely narrowed these past 10 years. Which makes sense, as Loudoun County has exploded in growth and popularity these past 5 years, as working remotely has become more common, so the need to live close to DC has been drastically reduced. So a lot of people who actually work remotely, they end up going the Loudoun County direction because they see a lot more value in buying a home that was built in 2005 compared to buying a home in Arlington that was built in 1955. So I'm gonna jump on my local MLS and I'm gonna show you some homes that have either recently sold or are under contract, both in Arlington County and Loudoun County, and we're gonna find out what $1 million gets you. Now, as much as I love making YouTube videos about living right here in Northern Virginia, where I live even more is helping folks just like you relocate to the area. So if you're even thinking about moving to Northern Virginia, reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Just know I got your back when you move into Northern Virginia. So we're gonna start off in Loudoun County with a single family home in Ashburn that just sold this week for exactly $1 million. Ended up selling for $25,000 above asking price. Well, this single family home built in 1998 features 4 bedrooms, 5 bath, 2-car garage, and a little over 4,500 total square feet. And this house is in a really good neighborhood called Ashburn Farm, and this house goes into one of the most highly rated high schools in all of Ashburn. So this house is gonna be 4 miles away from the Ashburn Metro Station, 5 miles away from downtown Loudoun, and 9 miles away from Dulles International Airport. So when I think of $1 million home in Loudoun County, this is the home that pops up in my mind. And it's actually a really nice home. It's got a nice updated kitchen, nice updated bathroom, A+ neighborhood, so you're getting a lot of house for $1 million here. Next, we have a single family home in Chantilly that just sold last month for $979,000, and it sold for $29,000 above asking price. Well, this single family home was built in 1998, features 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, a little over 3,200 square feet. But the best part about this house is it's in one of the best overall neighborhoods in Loudoun County called South Riding. So South Riding is going to feature a highly rated school district, beautiful homes, resort style amenities, plus a golf course right in the community. So this house right here looks really good with the updates, so this is a great value overall. Now let's check out a luxury townhouse in Leesburg. So this townhouse was built in 2003, features 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, over 4,600 square feet. That is a massive size townhouse. In fact, I've personally been inside this townhouse and it doesn't feel like a townhome. You literally feel like you're in a single family home. And one of the best parts about this house is the location. It's in probably one of the best neighborhoods in all Loudoun County called Lansdowne. Lansdowne features highly rated schools. You have Lansdowne Town Center right in the middle of the neighborhood with all your shopping and restaurant needs. Lansdowne has stunning homes. Plus, it's right off Route 7, which is a major commuter route, so it's easy to get to the rest of Northern Virginia. And one of the best parts about this actual house is the massive fenced-in backyard. You hardly see such a nice backyard in a townhouse. Now let's check out a single-family home in Purcellville that closed last month for $950,000 and it sold right at asking price. So this single-family home was built in 2017, which by far makes it the newest house in this video. And this house features 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, over 4,000 square feet. Plus this house has solar panels. And just FYI, solar panels, they will reduce your electric cost, but at 0 in terms of resale value. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about getting solar panels. So Purcellville is going to be in western Loudoun County, which is the rural side of the county. And it's going to be completely opposite of the urban living you find in Arlington. So this house is going to be 10 miles away from downtown historic Leesburg, 2.5 miles away from Purcellville Gateway, which is kind of a shopping destination for a lot of western Loudoun County. Plus, you're right in DC wine country, so you have easy access to 40 wineries in western Loudoun County. Now we're off to Arlington County, and we're gonna start off with this 10th floor condo that just recently sold for $1,010,000. Ended up selling below asking price. Well, this condo was built in 1981, features 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, and a massive 2,000 square feet. But by far, the best part of this condo is you get some of the best views of the DC skyline. Imagine waking up every day with breathtaking views of DC, the monuments, Capitol Building, Potomac River. Plus you get great views of DC's fireworks for 4th of July. So this condo is gonna be located in Crystal City, so you're close to many restaurants, shops, the Crystal City Metro, the VRE, and you're very close to Reagan National Airport as well. Now let's check out a single family home that just sold for exactly $1 million. Sold a little bit below asking price. Well, this single family home was built in 1944, features 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, a little over 4,000 total square feet, plus a 2-car detached garage. Now I will say this, that is a lot of square footage in Arlington at this price point. So this home is going to be located in the subdivision called Douglas Park, which is one of the most sought after areas in Arlington. When you live here, you're only minutes away from shopping and restaurants. You have easy access to all the major commuter routes, close to Reagan National, plus DC is right around the corner. And you're walking distance to Douglas Park, which is a public park that features a child's playground, nature trails, gazebo, and a picnic shelter. Now let's check out this single family home that's currently under contract with a list price of $992,000. Well, this single family home was built in 1938, making it by far the oldest home in this video. This house features 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet, plus a 1-car detached garage. Now when I think of $1 million single family home in Arlington, this is the home that pops up in my head. So this house is gonna be located in a neighborhood called Bon Air. You're gonna be less than a mile away from the Boston Metro Station, right next to a beautiful trail called Bluemont Junction Trail, and only 6 miles away from Reagan National Airport. Now let's check out a townhouse that recently sold for $985,000. This townhouse ended up selling for $35,000 above asking price. So this townhouse is built in 1953, features 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 1,500 square feet, plus a detached 1-car garage. You don't see detached garages too often in townhomes. So one of the best parts about this house is it goes into a highly rated school district, only 1.3 miles away from the Boston Metro Station, and you're close to parks, shops, restaurants, and local retail options. Now when I think of $1 million townhouse in Arlington, this is literally what pops in my head. So as you can see, the style of home you're gonna buy between Loudoun County and Arlington County is gonna be drastically different. So if you want something like newer, more suburban living, then use that $1 million in Loudoun County. But if you want to be close to DC, walking distance to restaurants, shops, and you don't mind buying a smaller, older home, then definitely go towards Arlington. And if you want to learn more about living right here in Northern Virginia, check out these videos right here. They'll be great ways to continue your research. And I'll see you in the next video.